As playoff matchups begin to solidify and the 2024 NBA regular season comes to an end, there's a few teams that are looking scary entering the first round, but there's one that has risen to not just scary, but the conference should be terrified. That team is none other than the Dallas Mavericks. They are 17-7 since the All-Star break in February and have only lost 2 games in the last 30 days. This has been done off the great trade deadline pickups by Dallas and Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington. Also, the all-star play of Kyrie Irving, who has been both available and motivated through the season, but ultimately has come off the back of maybe one of the next transcendent players in the NBA, Luka Doncic. Luka has been a force this season and has conquered nearly every important statistic that a player can grab, and he's doing it at the guard position. So the question is, why should the Western Conference fear Luka and the Mavs? I have 2 important reasons. But first, if you enjoy NBA breakdowns and analysis, please hit the like button like the GOAT used to hit buzzer beaters. Also, if you enjoy podcasts, and we all do, please check out our other channel, the GOATcast Podcast with myself and Big Nige, as we discuss NBA topics past, present, and even future. Thank you all, and back to the content. While I'm on record calling Nikola Jokic the 2024 MVP, and I stand by that, Luka has made a compelling case this year. Luka is first in points per game, 16th in rebounds per game, and second in assists per game. His biggest knock, being defense steal, Luka ranks 25th in defensive rating, tied with Jaren Jackson Jr., last year's Defensive Player of the Year. So there's some consolation in that. But on the offensive side, Luka magic is real. Just look at his average against each NBA team so far this season. That is Chef Gordon Ramsay, grade A, barbecue chicken. Nearly averaging 50 points against the Atlanta Hawks. Disgusting. Just look at his output against the top 5 rated defensive teams in the NBA this season. Number 1, Minnesota Timberwolves, averaging 36.5 per game. Number 2, Orlando Magic, 37. Number 3, Boston Celtics, 35. Number 4, Miami Heat, 32. And number 5, Cleveland Cavaliers, 42 points. So it's safe to say Luka is one of the most unstoppable players currently in the association. Granted, he does take a lot of shots. In fact, he leads the league in shot attempts, but he's scoring with a split of 48.7% from the field, 38.2% from 3, and 78% from the free throw line. So nearly a 50-40-80 for Luka. But now, with Luka and the Mavs having an athletic big in Daniel Gafford, Luka can defer much more when breaking down defenses than he could earlier in the season. And that's no disrespect to Derek Lively II, who has had a solid rookie season. Could Luka pull a 2023 Jokic and feel snubbed by the voting committee for MVP and go scorched earth? I mean, his team is already rocking the Pravi MVP, which translates to the real MVP. So I can imagine Luka playing with a chip on his shoulder. He will have to if he wants to go far in this year's postseason, since every team is a tough out this year, but I'll be watching intensely to see what he will do on the court. If anything, it seemed the Mavericks were missing toughness at the start of the season. I think they felt by adding Grant Williams from the Boston Celtics, that would complete that missing piece, but he just never panned out with their roster. Letting Grant, Seth Curry, and Richaun Holmes go and bringing in PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford, in my opinion, they added the necessary tough pieces needed to battle in the always tough Western Conference. Their defense has started to show some signs of relevance and is what this team desperately needed to contend or go far in the postseason. Adding Kyrie being not only available for a good chunk of the season, but being motivated to play Kyrie-like ball and seemingly not being distracted by the world around him, he has complemented Luka perfectly and turned the ball over the least in his career. And he's playing in a way that I never thought could happen due to their styles of play. So kudos to Jason Kidd for staying the course with the duo. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been his usual solid self throughout the season, contributing big when needed, becoming a 6-man candidate with his play. Dante Exum has revived his career by also giving the Mavs some toughness at the guard position and giving them solid minutes every game. I could go down the list, but for the sake of time won't. But Dallas now seems to have figured out what they've been missing and now have the parts necessary to win and go far. Luka with the mobile and athletic big is lethal. Kyrie, reverting back to his Cleveland days, is a menace. Tim Hardaway Jr. embracing his six-man role is needed. And young guys like Josh Green, Derrick Jones Jr., and Derek Lively II able to contribute within their roles is a bonus. As I upload this video, the Mavericks are locked into a first-round matchup with the Los Angeles Clippers. And the seeding is still uncertain, but one thing is certain. That will be must-watch TV. The newly constructed Mavs against a hopefully healthy and complete Clipper squad may just be the series to watch in the first round, no matter which conference. But what do you guys think? Is Luka and the Mavs a scary roster heading into the playoffs, and should Western Conference teams beware? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, if you enjoyed this content and you're new, please like and subscribe to help us to continue to grow. I appreciate the view and be back soon with more content. Thank you.